Good morning, students. Today's our topic is water absorption and ascent of sap. This is second chapter of physiology and sixth chapter of our book water absorption and ascent of sap in plants. Water, as you know, we studied in plant water relation. Water is the main one of the component of our body or of living beings body. The properties of water is we discussed in that chapter. Absorption means intake of water by plant, and ascent of sap means reaching of water to its main functional organ or to the leaf, because as we know, leaf is the organ which made the food by the photosynthesis, and it needs water and carbon dioxide to mix their food. So the role of water absorbing in plant is of root, but utilization of this water is by leaf. So by absorbing roots water reaching to the leaf is called ascent of sap. Water is the major component of all cell, all living, and all is essential for biological activities. Gas, minerals and many organic compounds are soluble in water. Therefore, these substances are absorbed and distributed in the form of aqueous solution by plants. The water requirement of plants is fulfills from soil water, and the main source of water for the soil is rain. As you know, rain is the main source of water on earth for all living beings. Here we are studying types of water. There is two types of water. Whenever the heavy rain happens, then some water flow very fast on the surface of earth. That is called runaway water. But whenever small or a little bit rain, the soil particle absorb that water in, or we can say, but in light rain most of the water is absorbed in the soil, which is called soil water. And soil water also further of so many types. First, capillary water. What is capillary water? You have to learn this importantly. Why? Because here is 1 mark question. Which water is absorbed by plant? The answer is capillary water. What is capillary water? The water between two soil particles or between two soil molecules is called capillary water. Second, gravitational water. The water which we are taking in use, that is gravitational water, or we can say by the gravitational force some amount of water goes underground. That is called gravitational water. Hygroscopic water. Third type of soil water, hygroscopic water. What is hygroscopic water? The water which is absorbed by soil particle is called hygroscopic water. Okay, next topic is water absorbing organ of plant. As you know, the root is the water absorbing plant, but root has two parts, one young and another old, or we can say mature. Whenever we saw the tears of root, that is looks like this type. The upper part of this root is called root cap. The upper part of root is called root cap, which is protective in nature. In aquatic plants, there is less thin protective layer is found, just like our pocket. That is called root pocket. But in terrestrial plant, this is thick structure and is called root cap. The just behind root cap's area is called meristematic zone. Meristematic zone, and these zones cells are continuously dividing. Meristematic zone, because these cells have dense cytoplasm, small in size, and they are continuously dividing. Just below the area is called elongation zone, because here the cells are increased in the length, and so they are elongated, and this zone is called elongation zone. After elongation zone, there is so many, or we can say thousands of hair are found in root, and that are called root hair. As you know the difference between root hair and stem hair. Root hair are unicellular structure, and they are the real organ which is absorbing the water. And in stem there is multicellular hair, and they are not absorbing water. Okay, my dear student, please remember here also one mark question. What? The structure which is absorbing water from soil, that is called root hair. After root hair, the area of root is called maturation zone, because of maturation zone, because of liberalization of lignin and suberin. And this is the art of plant which we can say making of wood. The wood is made by deposition of lignin, suberin, or any non-living substances on cell wall of the cell. They are becoming hard and called wood. Or we can say the definition of wood is also the secondary xylem is also called wood. So we can say here is a secondary growth, and so this part of the root is called maturation zone, or the old part of the root which is not including in absorbing the water. Then main water absorbing organ is root hair. Now next topic is our mechanism of water absorption. Mechanism of water absorption was discovered by Kramer in 1949. The mechanism of water absorption was discovered by Kramer in 1949. There is two types of water absorbing mechanism. First, passive. Second, active. In passive absorption of water, plants 96 to 98% of water absorb, and by active absorption, plant absorb 2 to 4% of water. First of all, we are discussing passive absorption. As you know, what is transpiration? Transpiration means the loss of water in the form of vapor. That is our next chapter. We will study thoroughly in that chapter. Here, here you have to learn only the definition. What is transpiration? Transpiration is the loss of water in the form of vapor. Whenever a cell is lost water, then the concentration of this cell is increased, and by osmotic pressure this cell fulfills their requirement of water nearby cell. This cell also from this cell, so this cell is continuously from leaf to root. So there is a negative tension happens in plant. For far away this tension, plant absorb the water, that is called passive absorption of water. Second, अगर आप लोगों को समझ में नहीं आता है तो मेरा इस टॉपिक पे हिंदी का वीडियो हो रहा है, वो भी साथ साथ में आप देख लीजिएगा. एक्टिव एब्जॉर्प्शन ऑफ वाटर. एक्टिव एब्जॉर्प्शन नीड एनर्जी. एक्टिव एब्जॉर्प्शन नीड एनर्जी एंड इन द absence of transpiration this absorption is happened. In the absence of transpiration, it means in the night, because plant do not transpiration in the night and they need energy, and as you know, energy in the form of ATP, adenosine triphosphate, and there is a root pressure which is through by cells of root. By this pressure and with the help of energy, root absorb water in the night is called active absorption. These are the two types of water absorbing. There is another one question, difference between passive absorption and active absorption. You have to learn it. Now, last topic for today, pathway of water in plants. Pathway of water in plants. Before last year, this question comes in board's exam. As you know, these are the root hairs. Root hairs absorb this water, or which water? Capillary water. Root hairs absorb capillary water. After that, the transportation of this water is going to be lateral, means from root hair to xylem of root. This transportation is called lateral transportation or passive. There is three method: apoplast, symplast and vacuolar. Apoplast. What is apoplast? The flow of water in plants is through non-living cells. Cell wall and intercellular space present in the cells. So thin root is so this route is called apoplast pathway. This is flow of water in uncontrolled and through diffusion. Casparian strips are found in the cell walls of endodermis. As you know, we studied in the structure of anther or pollen sac. Casparian roots in the plants in which suberin is present. Suberin is impermeable towards water, therefore flow of water is by pathway cannot be through endodermis. The flow of water from endodermis cell is done by their cell membrane. The pathway of water is called transmembrane pathway. Means एपोप्लास्ट पाथवे में क्या होता है, सेल वॉल और इंटरसेल्यूलर जो स्पेस है उनके थ्रू. इंटरसेल्यूलर स्पेस मीन्स the space between two cells. This space is called intercellular space. The space between two cells. Cell wall, as you know, is always permeable for all the materials. So through cell wall and intercellular space, transportation of water is called apoplast pathway. Symplast pathway, it is a living pathway. Whenever as you know, two cell is combines or conjoined with plasmodesmata. Plasmodesmata is the relations between two cell through because this is made of protoplasm and protoplasm is the living part of the cell. So when the water is transmitted from one cell to another cell through plasmodesmata, then this kind of flow path is called symplast pathway. This type of flow is done by the action of osmosis and requires energy. This path is also called leaving path. This path shows maximum resistance. Third, vacuolar. As you know, the membrane of vacuole is called tonoplast, and the liquid fulfills in the vacuole is called cell sap, and cell sap is denoted the osmotic condition or the concentration of cell. From vacuoles, whenever the transportation water is from one cell to another cell, then it is called vacuolar pathway. Or we can say, in this type of flow, the water enters from one cell to another cell through plasma membrane, not by plasmodesmata. After this, water pass through the tonoplast and the vacuole. This process is also done by osmosis and it's require energy. Now there is only two topics remains in this chapter: factor affecting water absorption and ascent of sap, that we will study tomorrow. Thank you.